Let's make this easy. Dollar Tree lantern decor piece. All right, so I have this picture that came from Dollar Tree. I painted it black from another project before, and then I'm just going to take these Hot Wheel tracks that come in a pack of two from Dollar Tree, and this is real easy, real simple. You can cut these smaller if you don't want yours to be this tall, but you can just bend them into place and then hot glue them. You can use like a stronger glue if you want also, but I'm just going to hold that for a little while it secures, and then I'm going to go on to the other side and do the same thing. So this is real easy, real simple. Once you place them down, they kind of do just stick in place, but you just want to make sure that they are straight. I went over with the second Hot Wheel track and I glued that into place. And you can see they're kind of going in the same direction. So there's two against that side and two against that side. This is just showing you when I originally painted it. That's how it looks. It's just like a little picture with the words on the glass, and I just spray painted it black. Now, once everything dries, I just spray painted the Hot Wheels tracks black. And then I have these beads from Dollar Tree. So they're like square beads. They have circle beads. They have a ton of different ones. They come on this string, and I'm just going to stain mine with this stain. And you can see you get a lot on the string. I think I used about 2 packs of this string for this, of the bead strings for this. But like I said, they do have other sides. So just to help them stay in place, I just take a wood skewer from Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of a bunch, and I just put as many as I can on that skewer. I just gave my stain like a little mix, and that way too you can see how it comes out. It's a really light stain. And then I brushed the stain on. I came back and I did it with a sponge paintbrush because it wasn't giving enough coverage quickly for me with the smaller one. I didn't, you know how you normally when you do the stain, you wipe it off because these are beads, and it was kind of messy. I didn't do the wipe off, but so I have these beads, two different beads that I'm going to use for the top of this lantern DIY. So I have this one with a bigger opening and one with a smaller opening. Once everything dries, I just start putting those on the edge. You want to make sure, okay, because mine, depending on what frame you use, depending on how you do it, you might have a little overlap, like it comes over the edge a little bit at one of the corners, but you just want to measure that out. You can lay the beads out beforehand and do that, but you just want to hot glue them down with the holes facing each other. You will have a hole on the end on two of the sides. You can do some wood filler beforehand and fill that in before staining it, just to make sure you can cover that up. But I just hot glued those down, and then I hot glued the beads. Like I said, the bigger bead and the smaller bead stacked on top of each other. I glued those to that, and then this is how it came out. There is still some glue flyaways on there, but I will just take those off soon. But this is so easy, so simple, and you can decorate it for any season. Let's do this Pottery Barn dupe. Okay, this is marked down right now for $159. We can do it cheaper. So I have this frame. This is from a canvas that I got from Five Below. They come two in a pack for $5. I've done many DIYs with this, so it is in a little bit of rough straight shape, but we're gonna do like a distressed kind of look. I also have this thick, I think it's called duck canvas fabric. That I'm going to use to do mine because they have like a nice little canvas linen type fabric. If you were doing a reverse frame, how you would do it is take off the canvas, take off the staples. This is the front side of the canvas. This is what you would be the front side of the canvas when you do a reverse frame. But like I said, I've done a few different DIYs with this, so we're using the back side of the canvas. I'm going to staple this down. I'm going to make sure everything is nice and tight. So you can do it by taking one corner, stapling it, pulling it as tight as possible, and then going through the other corner, and then just going around to all the corners, and then securing all of the pieces in the middle. You can continue to flip it over to check in the front to make sure everything is how you would like it to look. I did at the end give this a press, but those wrinkles were hard to come out. Maybe I should have used more steam, but you want to try to make sure your canvas too is just nice and unwrinkly. But once I was done stapling and you make sure everything is how you want it to be, you can just cut off the excess fabric that you have. And you don't have to use this thick canvas. You can use a different canvas. You can do a reverse canvas and just use the other side of the canvas because it does have that same kind of look to it. And that is what I usually do, but I don't have the canvas piece left for this. So you just cut around and make sure you don't see anything in the front. And that is basically it for the reverse canvas. Like I said, I'm going to leave the frame how it is, kind of that distressed look. Even though the Pottery Barn was like freshly painted, but I don't have the same color pampas grass that they have. So I didn't want my frame to be that bright of a white. So I'm taking about 5 pieces of the pampas grass that I got. I got this in a pack of a bunch of them for like $1. So I'm just going to take and I'm going to put 3 there in the center, just a little bit of hot glue just to secure the stems there. And then I'm going to take and put another one right next to it. You can cut the stems off of these if you just want one singular stem so that it looks like it's just one piece of pampas grass. But I'm okay with it looking like multiple pieces of pampas grass. And then because theirs was nice and full and it came down a bit longer, I'm going to cut these next two just a bit shorter and put them down lower so it looks like it's just, like I said, one piece coming out and just has that same kind of fullness that theirs has. So you can play around with it and get the look you want. This is so easy and so simple, and you can find pampas grass all over the place nowadays. And then for the top, just so you want to make sure everything doesn't fly away, again, just a little bit of hot glue, not too much to show through, just to lay everything down nice and flat. And this is how it came out. And I saved myself well over $100 because this was so cheap. This DIY is super easy. Okay, so I was going to do a Pottery Barn type dupe with this one, but I love this bowl with the details in it. Both of these bowls came from Dollar Tree. I was going to put this little IKEA planter, but you can get one of these from Dollar Tree too. And Pottery Barn had a bowl that had a lot of cute little texture in it, and I was going to do that with it. But like I said, I like the other bowl, and I have this right here that came from Target Dollar Spot. So it was a little faux plant, and I took the plant out of it because I really didn't like it, but I liked the way that the planter piece looked. So I'm just going to take it and place it with these because I think the textures play nice together. Just to make sure everything lays nice and flat, I'm going to take out that little gravel, like the rocks and things that they have in there. It's just sitting on top of styrofoam. So if you just find a way to wedge in there and pop everything out, it's real easy. But you can get you a little planter from a lot of different places that may have the same kind of texture. And at first, I wasn't going to paint the bottom piece because I like the white and black. So I just painted the bowl with some spray paint. And I love the details in this bowl. And if you see this, you should grab it because it looks nice in that color. I decided to go back though and paint the planter just so everything looks cohesive. And then it's just real simple from here. You're just going to hot glue that onto there. So you just put the hot glue or whatever glue you choose around the top there, and then just make sure everything is nice and centered. Give it a little pressure, wait till it dries, and that is it. This is so nice, and I love how the textures and details play against each other. Now for this one right here. Okay, so I did this many years ago, and I thought I filmed it, but apparently I never filmed it. But they have these books, these linen covered books at Pottery Barn, and you can see 139 for the pack, and you can get them in a bunch of different colors though. But I have these in this color, and I had to use this fabric many years ago, like I said, to do this. You get books from Dollar Tree. You can turn them around this way. That's what I do too on my shelves, so that you just have like nice looking books on your shelves. So you just get neutral colors. But then I just still have some of these. So you just want to take and measure out. You can use also the paper from the book itself to use for your measurements. You just want to cut it a little bit bigger so that you can lap it over. But you just want to make sure the book is laying nice and flat. And then, like I said, give it some space around so that you can fold it over into the book. And if you're doing a few different books to make that whole Pottery Barn set, you can cut these at the same time. You can use this as a template. But like I said, this is real easy and real simple to do, and it doesn't have to cost you a lot at all. So once you're done cutting your piece, try to cut yours even. You can see I went off into a little slant there. You'll just take, and I use some hot glue around where the ridge of the book is, where you open it and press it in so that it kind of looks like it is the book's cover. And then I hot glue in the inside, fold that over, and then I go around to the other side and I do the same thing. You just want to do it. If you need to do it in little sections, you can do it in little sections just to make it easier for you. I went down into the little ridge where it opens up again, like that little crease there, and press that in so that it has that crease look. And then I went on the inside again. You can see I was kind of rushing to do this, so you can see it's kind of uneven the way that it is laying over, but that is okay. It doesn't really show that much. Once you do that side, you can cut down some so that when you fold it over, it isn't bulky, because if you leave it too bulky, it won't close right. So you'll have the book will lift up, if you understand what I'm saying, so it won't close right. So if you're doing, so I lay some of these down on my shelves and I have some of them sitting up. So if you're laying it down, you don't want it to look like that. And then for around the top of the binder there, you're going to need to cut that piece a little smaller. So you'll cut into the flap there, and then you'll glue all those down, have that done, and then you can glue that down. So it's real easy, and as you're going along, you'll see how to do it. It's better to cut too little off than too much off, because you can't put it back on. So just take your time and play around with those corners, and then you can have your own set. You can group them together like they did in Pottery Barn, or you can leave them singular like I did mine.